Okay.
Everybody smile. Okay. All right, you guys so excited for our amazing Katie tonight to talk to you
Woo!
about exercising. What's that?
Yay!
How did you not move? Come on, Shan, you love it. Hold it back. Woo! Yeah. And ride it. Choo choo. Come on. It's a mind body revolution thing, baby. You guys are hopping on. So excited. All of you watching the recording. Bam. There we go. Again, I'm so honored to have Katie with us tonight. Her background is extensive and amazing. Her heart, her spirit, her ability to help transform lives is out of this world. And I can't wait for her to take it away tonight in this amazing part 2 of the masterclass for the Mind Body Revolution. Yay!
Yay! Yay! Thank you, ladies, all for hopping on today. For those of you that are going to be catching the recording, thank you so much for hopping on. I'd love to know your insight on it. But before you listen to this, I highly recommend you listen to the recording that we did with Tara yesterday, going over a few concepts that I'm going to be going over today. So I'm going to be pretty much sharing my story with you because I feel like that's going to relate to you on a totally different level. But I want you to take a few concepts from the first video that Tara went over yesterday. And number one is, what are your beliefs on exercise? And one of the things that Tara had you do was write them down, because today I'm going to be kind of poking some holes in those beliefs of yours to hopefully change it, which is going to in turn help you with how you personally see yourself. Because what Tara was explaining yesterday is what you see in the mirror is not exactly what you see. It's what you see in your mind. And that self-image of yourself affects your current physical body status currently. So I'm going to kind of poke a little holes in there. So if you're not familiar with who I am, my name is Katie Sutton. I'm a co-creator with Tara on this Mind Body Revolution, and I'm a mind body personal trainer and online coach, and this is like my sole mission right here. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and my background. Believe it or not, I actually used to cage fight for about 6 years, and I did it very avidly, and I pretty much tied my identity in with that sport for a very, very long time. When I got injured, and like I got critically injured to the point where I was on bed rest for about 6 to 8 months, I had a really hard time with that because I was used to working out about 5 days a week, 3 to 4 hours a day. You know, it was that no pain, no gain theory. It was that theory that Tara was talking about previously. But when I had my injuries and I tried to go back to that rigorous routine of that no pain, no gain, I couldn't do it. My body was not at that point. I couldn't do it. It was very, very damaging to me. I fell in a spiral depression, and it was very, very hard for me to get out of it. And, you know, my beliefs on exercise was it has to be rigorous. You have to be sore afterwards. Otherwise, if you're not sore, you didn't do a good job. You didn't get a good workout in. Pretty much, if you are at the point of working yourself to where you need to vomit, that was considered a good workout where I was at in the cage fighting world. That's where I was at. That's all I knew. So when I couldn't do that, and when 10 minutes on the treadmill was super hard and challenging for me to the point where I was in tears because I couldn't do what I used to do, that was a wake-up call for me. I knew there had to be another way, because that's why people fall off the wagon. They get on these yo-yo dieting, these yo-yo exercise programs, but they fall off because number one, it's not consistent, it's not sustainable. Number two, they're so hard. Number three, you're in so much pain that you don't want to do that. And your body shouldn't be in that pain. You shouldn't have it cry out to the point where you can't sit on the toilet. Like, that sits wrong with me, you know? But that's how I trained for a really, really long time. And those were my beliefs on exercise. And since those were my beliefs on exercise, and since I tied my identity in with the sport, and when I was no longer a fighter, I was like, I'm not a fighter. I can't work out like that anymore. That's not who I am, which is so not true, but that's how I was seeing myself in my mind. See, that's where it's so powerful, where your self-image and how you see yourself and your beliefs on certain things affect your physical current state. I mean, I gained weight because I was in depression. I was in that spiraling downfall of depression, but that's because that's how I saw myself in my mind. So now that we have those limiting beliefs on exercise, I want you to kind of keep those in mind as I'm kind of going over some of the things about exercise that are super underrated. Like, I'm going to be sharing with you some concepts that are not taught, because I went to school for 4 years. I have my degree in sports and exercise science. I have 3 certifications in my field, but I was never taught the importance of exercise on the brain. And believe it or not, there are more benefits of exercise on the brain than there are physical. And it's kind of hard to believe because the health and wellness industry targets the physical aspect on things when we really should be looking at the mindset part of the portion of the exercise. So, you know, exercise is a brain builder and a brain stabilizer. So, you know, our brain likes to adapt to complex movements. You know, that helps our brain to increase its functionality, because when you take somebody who's super depressed, what do they usually do? They usually sit on the couch. They're planted in front of the TV. So because of that, their depression is getting worse, because we're not creating those happy feel-good hormones, which is going to be your dopamine, which is your reward feeling hormone, and your serotonin, which is your happy feel-good, because you're planted in front of the couch. So that's why the depression and the anxiety and stress kind of spirals you down. When I wasn't working out or moving my body and planting myself in the couch feeling sorry for myself, that's when the depression really sat in. Like, it consumed me. But once I started moving my body, even though it was so painful, I was starting to feel better. Even though I wasn't doing the no pain, no gain theory, I was still moving my body in a way that made me feel good. So when we do have less movement of our bodies, we have less brain functionality. Like, take, for example, if you've been at a desk job or have been sitting at a computer for a long time and you just get cloudy, I'm sure a lot of you have had that. And then you get up and then you walk around and you're like, oh, I have so much more focus. It's because your brain craves it. Your brain craves movement. And that's like, when it shuts down and it doesn't have anything to stimulate it, it spirals down. And that's where, you know, the cortisol, which is your stress hormone, has a tendency to sit in more. So when we are not moving, we are literally losing and decreasing our brains. That, like, because our brain wants a reward, and that reward is that increase in that dopamine. But when they're not getting that reward, it's just like, oh, okay, I feel kind of crappy now. And then you start to get depressed. When your brain's depressed, you get depressed. That's pretty much like the basics of it. So, you know, and exercise mimics the effects of depression drugs. Big time, because we're raising those serotonin, those dopamine levels. We're limiting those cortisol levels. When you move your body, you are actually changing the physiology of your brain. And that's why exercise is such an amazing outlet for a lot of people who struggle with anxiety, stress, and depression, which is, by the way, the majority of the population in the world. And the thing is that exercise is completely free. But the reason why people don't do it is it goes back to those limiting beliefs on exercise. It's too hard, it's too strenuous, it's too painful, it makes my body hurt. What if we could change that? What if we could completely change it to the point where your body craves it, craves movement, gives you more clarity, gives you energy, makes your body feel good that it's doing something besides sitting on the couch feeling sorry for yourself? Again, it all starts in here. What if you could go into a workout and actually be excited about it instead of dreading it? What if you scheduled your life around a 10-minute workout that makes you feel good for the rest of the day? You know, it's just those little things that you want to switch. And so that's why I love our activators in the program. So if you're not familiar with activators are, that's what we call our exercises that we do. We call them activators because they are specifically designed to reduce cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone. And when our cortisol levels are all out of whack, everything else gets out of whack. Your weight loss, your stress, like your mental clarity, all of it. But these exercises are specifically designed to increase those serotonin levels and decrease your anxiety, stress, and depression. And when you do this, like increase the serotonin and move your body more, that serotonin stays in your brain longer. And then it physically changes the physiology of your brain. So you're feeling better about yourself. You're literally transforming yourself from the inside out. And that's what I love about it. And you know that no pain, no gain theory, throw it out the door. I did that for like 10 years plus. It's not worth it. The purpose of our activators is to go over consistency. We want the body to crave more. We want the body to crave more movement, because when we crave more movement, we get excited about it. It's not a chore anymore. It's something to help us personally grow inside and out. And like, you know, this goes on to a totally deeper level when it comes to exercise. But we're also getting to the root of it too. Because if you're crushing those limiting beliefs that exercise is hard, that it's painful, that it's supposed to be strenuous and exhausting, and you throw that out the door and replace it with, you know what, working out is fun. I feel good about it. I feel good about myself. That changes your brain, rewires it in a totally different way. And then you look at exercise different. You look at eating different. Because when I was in that poor self-image of myself where I was broken, where I wasn't a fighter anymore, I went on these yo-yo diets all the time, where I would do something, I'd lose the weight, and then I would come back to square one. And it was like I was losing and regaining the same 25 pounds for like a 3-month span. How frustrating is that? The reason for that is because of my mindset. And in this program, we just don't tell you to do a program and do this, this, and this. We get to the actual root of the problem on why you're going through that vicious yo-yo cycle. And we break it. We break it down. That way we have long-term results that you can continue on for a lifetime. Like, I just met Tara 4 months ago, and I was in that yo-yo cycle and everything too, because my mind wasn't right. What I love about this program is we have those mindset videos built into your warm-up. Again, because when you move, you have more brain functionality. You're able to retain it more. Then when you do your activating exercises, you're going to have more benefit from it because you're already rewiring your body and your mind, your physiology and your brain and your body. Everything's working together. And because of this, because of the consistency, and like I didn't lift any more than 3 pounds, but I was able to lose 15 pounds, 4 inches around my waist, 3 inches around my thighs. I went on vacation twice, and I didn't gain a single pound. I kept it. You want to know why? Because of my mindset. It's my retraining, my rewiring of my brain, my mindset, my thoughts on food and exercise. What would it feel like if exercise and what you put in your body doesn't control you anymore? How free would you feel? How liberating would it be? Like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to dinner. I'm going to enjoy myself because I deserve it. You're not letting yourself deserve what you deserve. And that's where this rewiring process comes into play. And it's a beautiful thing. But I'm just telling you, I'm living proof with it. I'm able to maintain and I'm still going. Because before, if I went on vacation, and I went on vacation twice in 2 months, mind you, I could have easily gained 20 pounds back, but I didn't because I knew clearly who I was physically, mentally, and just me as a whole. I knew who I was, but it was that rewiring. I am no longer in that vicious yo-yo cycle. I broke it. And you can too. You really, really can. But it's because we get to the root of the problem. And that all starts with how you see yourself in your mind, going back to what Tara covered yesterday, and your limiting beliefs when it comes to your health, your physical being, your overall you. But that's pretty much what I got today over exercise. I hope that it poked holes in some of your limiting beliefs, because honestly, that's the one thing that's holding you back right now. But I hope that the new information that I brought to the table for you opened your mind to a different level of fitness, to health, to the fitness industry. Because a lot of things can be misconstrued in the health and fitness industry. And Tara, me, and Mary are here to bring you the truth, the reality of what it is in health and fitness. It doesn't have to be hard like everybody says it is. The reason why it's hard is because it's in here. But we can help you break that. So, but yeah, anything else you want to add, Tara?
Katie, man, just awesome, and thank you. And obviously, if you've watched, the first audio, this will even more, or video, more make sense. And, the thing that Katie said, if you caught it, but it's consistency over intensity. The reason that we don't do the activities that keep us in the health we want, that keep us in the weight we want, that keep us feeling good, is because of those beliefs. And here's the thing, when we talked about the mind yesterday, this is all happening subconsciously. You have an image of yourself in your mind, and your autopilot and your habits and actions are leading to it. And the reason that we brought up the beliefs is because those beliefs, when you uncover them, those are your autopilot. Those literally are, your beliefs are what's driving that. So we will do, a lot of us, we've heard the term or the phrase like all or nothing.
Oh, you muted yourself.
Okay, sorry, that there was a little noise, background noise. So yay. But these beliefs, you guys, it's your autopilot. So one, start with your self-image in your mind from yesterday. Be picturing your healthiest, most ideal self with no limits and no stories of anything that you see on TV or what, media tells you or this or that. What you truly want for you in your mind. Your best, healthiest self. You get a picture to remind you of it. And then think of the beliefs that you've had, like Katie said. If you think working out's hard, you're not like actually thinking that out loud every day, or you're not saying it out loud, but it's your autopilot. So that exercise, and we're repeating it, so important, is to write down what you thought exercise was. And then yesterday we gave you a list, and Katie said it too. What if exercise was fun? I have had a nurse specifically, and she will share her story. Her name is Brooke. She was a 4 10-hour day nurse, and then every other day she was sleeping and hiding it from her family. When they were gone, when the kids were at school and the husband was at work, she would go to sleep and sleep the whole time. And when I first sat with her and I said, Brooke, what if your body started to crave physical activity? What if you woke up and somehow your body was pulling you to do that? She told me what she thought in her head, and it was a bleep word. She's like, bleep, yeah, right, And it was cute when she told me this because I wouldn't have expected. She goes, but I didn't believe it. And she said, Tara, by day 4 of the activators, now Katie brought up 10 minutes. You have a warm-up, and then you want to do 10 to up to 20 minutes of activators. That's it. That's all it takes to completely reduce the cortisol, serotonin, or the cortisol in your brain, fear, fight or flight. That's all it takes, guys. But the magic, when you're consistent, like Katie said, consistency over intensity, that serotonin in your brain and the dopamines, I forgot, there's a really long name for them. They build and build, and your body starts craving activity. You look forward to these exercises, but you can't kill yourself, you can't hurt yourself. Don't go too hard. Just do 10, 20 minutes of that physical activity and watch the magic as it unfolds and what truly happens with your body. So again, today her message is as well is that consistency over intensity. And she pointed out with the drugs, the pharmaceutical companies have tried to come close to what physical exercise does to the brain with a drug. Doing the activators 5 times a week produces 3 times more serotonin than any antidepressant. And this study was done by Dr. Wendy, what's her last name again? I said that.
Ooh, Wendy.
Dr. Wendy, you can look her up. She's a neuroscientist, brain scientist who discovered the impacts. We give some awesome videos and things from her. But you guys, this is just to encourage you. If you're out there and you haven't been working out, don't beat yourself up. Just start somewhere. And this is a journey, right? I'm honored, Katie's honored, we're all honored to be a part of it with you and to help you, because community makes it even more fun, right? And then having a guideline and a simple roadmap that we provide you, you know, starting after Labor Day, to just get you going in a way that gets your body wanting more. So Katie, yeah, you are just crazy amazing, and a testament. They were on vacation doing activators like in the hotel parking lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because who would work out on their vacation? We do, because it's fun and it's enjoyable and it clears our mind of all the crap that goes on in the world. So yeah, and they're not hard. You could do these anywhere, literally anywhere, with just body weights, or if you want to add 2 or 3 pounds to it, you can. But the thing is the consistency over the intensity.
Absolutely. Get you feeling better every time. So Katie, that was so amazing. Yay for all of you watching the recording. I'm so excited. Feel free to PM me, Katie, or Mary for any details. Mary's going to be talking Thursday night live at 7 p.m. We'll be putting details in the group. She's going to go over Power of Community, transforming healing from the inside out, and a bunch of other fun bonuses, you guys. So I'm so excited. I'm going to turn our train music on. Can't wait to hear from you guys, and see you guys on Thursday. Right. Come on, Sam. You know you gotta feel it. Oh my gosh, wait. But wait, there's more. There is one last thing.
There's more.
So, more. We are doing, and Raylan, this is new, and Marilyn, we are doing Mind Body Revolution day trips. We have our first one tomorrow. We're flying to Chicago for the day because we can. And for those who couldn't make it, I know, Sam, like next time. We are going to have more where we do day trips. We all get together and do activators in front of major monuments and do like really, really cool stuff. So stay tuned. You're going to see some of those in there tomorrow. All right. I'll close that on the train. Come on. And run it. Come on. I'm doing this clip after this. Oh my God. All right. We love you guys.
That was great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.